All right, so today we're diving into RoleCatcher, that career platform everyone's talking about.
Yeah, seemed like it.
You've sent over some really cool info about it, too.
Mm-hmm.
Their jobs module, those AI interview practice tools,
Right.
even strategies for, like, those automated recruiters.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like they've got all the cheat codes for the job
for
hunts.
sure.
So, out of all of it, what stands out to you the most?
Well, you know how everyone says it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Oh, tell me about it.
I think RoleCatcher actually helps solve that problem.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, it's like being qualified for a job isn't enough anymore.
I hear you.
You got to be discoverable too.
Right, right.
Like you could lead a hearse to water, but
You need it to want to drink.
exactly.
Okay, so how does RoleCatcher help someone get noticed then?
Well, look at their approach to automated recruiters.
Mm,
Instead of seeing them as these big scary bots,
yeah, for sure.
RoleCatcher helps you understand how they think, how they work.
Okay, interesting.
It's about strategically using keywords on your resume,
Right.
really tailoring it to match what those algorithms are looking for.
So it's like you're learning the rules of the game.
Exactly.
So you can win.
Precisely. And what's interesting is this ties into one of the career paths you wanted to look at today. Digital games developer.
Okay, yeah, game dev time.
Yeah,
I've always been curious about what they actually do all day.
I know, right?
Is it all just pizza and coding marathons?
Well, there's definitely some of that.
Right,
But seriously, game developers are the ones who create those worlds we love to get lost in.
right.
They do everything.
Wow.
From programming the game mechanics to designing those incredible landscapes.
That's wild. So they must need a pretty diverse skill set.
Oh, for sure.
What are some of the key skills that stood out to you from the RoleCatcher guide?
Well, they need to be really good with programming languages.
Okay, makes sense.
Things like C++, bar, Java, Python.
Yeah,
Those are like the foundation of it all.
right. You got to speak the language of the machines.
Exactly.
What else?
And game engines, too.
Oh, right.
Like Unity and Unreal Engine.
Yeah, I've heard of those.
They're like digital Lego sets
Hmm.
for building games.
Okay.
They provide a basic structure.
The framework.
Right. But it's up to the developer to get creative.
I like that, the Lego analogy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not just about technical skills then.
No, not at all.
There's a big creative element too.
Oh, absolutely. You need imagination to craft a good story, to design engaging gameplay.
Yeah, to bring those virtual worlds to life.
Exactly.
It's like the blend of the technical and the artistic.
Yeah,
That's what makes a game really captivating.
for sure.
Makes sense. Now, how about we talk about standing out in the field?
Okay. Yeah.
I've heard you need a strong portfolio, but what does that even mean for game dev?
A portfolio is like your gaming resume, basically.
Okay.
But instead of just listing your skills, you get to show them off.
Ah, I see.
Imagine you're applying to be a chef.
Okay.
You wouldn't just say, I'm a great cook.
Ha, right.
You'd bring your signature dish.
Okay, yeah. Now that's an analogy I can get behind.
Uh-huh.
So what kind of dishes should aspiring game devs be making for their portfolios?
Well, RoleCatcher talks about a few different things.
Okay.
Contributing to open source projects is great.
Makes sense.
It's real-world coding experience.
Right.
Then there's game jams.
Oh, right. I've heard of those.
They're events where you team up and race against the clock to create a game.
So it's all about getting your hands dirty, actually building something.
Exactly.
But what about those interviews, though?
Oh, yeah.
That's where I always get nervous. Tell me about it. I still get butterflies just thinking about some of mine.
Oh, yeah.
That's where RoleCatcher seems really helpful, though.
Hmm.
With those AI-powered interview practice tools.
Right, right.
What's the deal with those?
It's like having a personal interview coach
Oh, wow.
available 24/7. They have this huge database of interview questions, right?
Mhm.
Specific to different roles.
So it's tailored.
Yeah. And their AI, like, analyzes your answers.
Oh, wow.
It gives you feedback on everything,
Oh, yeah.
from your body language
Whoa, hold on.
to how clearly you're getting your point across.
It analyzes your body language, too.
Yeah, through your camera.
Well, that's next level.
I know, it's wild, right?
I guess with remote work and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
How you present yourself virtually is huge.
Totally. And get this, it can even analyze a job description and like predict what they might ask you.
No way. So you could walk in basically knowing the questions in advance?
Almost.
It's crazy.
That's amazing. It's like having a superpower or something. Okay, so we've talked about how RoleCatcher helps you get noticed, how it helps you practice for interviews.
Right.
What about the actual job search itself, though?
Yeah.
Can it help with that?
Oh, totally. Remember the
Sure.
jobs module we talked about?
Yeah.
It's not just a boring old job board.
Yeah. You can make these personalized dashboards,
Mm.
track your applications, even analyze which version of your resume would be best for a certain job.
Wait, it analyzes different versions of your resume.
Yep. It's incredible.
That's wild. It's like having a whole team of career coaches in your pocket.
Right. It's like having a secret weapon.
That's amazing.
And it all comes back to knowing what employers are looking for,
Right.
RoleCatcher just seems to be really good at connecting the dots.
Between you and the job.
Yeah, exactly. That's like a matchmaking service, but for your career.
Okay, I love that. That's a great analogy.
Awesome.
So let's say someone's listening and they're really into this whole digital games developer thing.
Okay.
What's one piece of advice from the RoleCatcher guide that they should keep in mind, especially if they're just starting out?
They talk a lot about the importance of specialization.
Okay.
It's like leveling up a skill tree in a game.
Right.
You can't be good at everything.
You got to focus.
Exactly.
So instead of learning every programming language, every game engine.
You pick one area and you become the expert.
So you find your niche.
Exactly.
Act a specialist.
You might become amazing at, AI for games.
Okay.
Or you become a master at designing those beautiful, immersive environments.
Right.
Maybe you become a sound design guru.
Oh, that's cool.
Create those soundscapes that just pull you into the world.
So you find that thing you're passionate about within game development
Yeah.
and just go all in.
Become the ultimate specialist in that area.
It's like choosing your character class in an RPG.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just like in RPGs, you don't get to max level overnight.
True.
It takes time.
Dedication, practice.
Exactly. And the industry's always changing. You got to be able to learn new things.
Right. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly.
Speaking of leveling up, RoleCatcher talks about the different career stages of a game dev, right?
They do. Yeah. And it's actually super interesting how they break it down.
Uh,
They cover everything
Really?
from entry level all the way up to senior developer leading a whole team.
Wow. So they paint a picture of the whole career path.
Yeah. For each stage, they outline what you'd be doing,
Oh, cool.
what skills you need to move up.
So for our listeners out there, paint us a picture. Let's say you just graduated, right?
Okay.
You land your first gig as a digital games developer.
Yeah.
What are you actually doing on a daily basis?
You'd probably be helping out the more senior developers,
Okay.
doing a lot of different things.
Like what?
Coding, testing,
Right.
even fixing bugs in the games.
That's cool.
Maybe doing some research on new technologies, new tools.
You're learning the ropes.
Exactly. Getting that
Well,
experience.
everyone starts somewhere.
For sure.
Then as you gain more experience, get more confident,
Yeah.
you start taking on more responsibility.
Oh, exactly.
So what would a junior developer be doing then?
So as a junior dev, you might actually get to program specific game features.
Oh,
Maybe even work directly with designers and artists.
wow. So you're collaborating more.
Right. And you'd be doing more in-depth testing and really starting to contribute more independently.
It's like leveling up your skills, unlocking new quests.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
But what about those who reach, the peak?
Yeah.
Those legendary senior digital games developers.
Oh, yeah.
What does that look like?
That's when you've really made it.
Right.
You're leading teams. You're designing these complex game systems. You're mentoring those junior devs.
Wow.
You're the one pushing the boundaries, driving innovation.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and you have this deep understanding of the entire process.
Wow. So it's a lot of responsibility,
Oh, for sure.
but also sounds incredibly rewarding.
It really does.
Yeah.
And I think that's what RoleCatcher is trying to say.
Okay.
It's not just a job,
It's more than that.
It's a craft.
Yeah.
And the people who are really good at it,
Yeah.
they're passionate about games.
Mm-hmm.
They're passionate about bringing those ideas to life.
It's like that fire in your belly.
Exactly.
Keeps you going even when things get tough.
Totally.
And speaking of tough, this industry seems pretty competitive.
Oh, absolutely. Got to be tough to stand out. It's like
yeah.
you're trying to score the winning goal when the game's on the line.
Oh, right.
But that's part of the excitement too, right?
Exactly. And that's where those T-shaped skills come in.
Key shape skills.
Yeah, RoleCatcher talks about them a lot.
Okay, what are those?
So you need deep expertise in your area.
Right, like
Yeah.
we were talking about, your specialty.
Exactly. But you also need a broader understanding of other things too.
Okay.
Those soft skills,
Right, like being able to work with a team.
Yeah. Communication, problem solving, being able to adapt to new situations.
Okay.
Those are crucial for game dev, really for anything, but
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
I remember this one project I was on. I knew the technical stuff backwards and forwards.
Yeah, but we almost crashed and burned because we couldn't communicate effectively.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was rough, but man, did I learn a lot about those people skills that day.
It's so true. And it's something RoleCatcher really emphasizes.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just be a coding whiz.
Right.
They have a whole section on teamwork, communication, problem solving.
Yeah, those are essential skills.
They really are.
So someone's listening to this and they're thinking, okay, game development sounds awesome, but where do I even start?
Right?
What's the best advice from RoleCatcher, especially for someone brand new?
They have this one tip that I absolutely love.
Okay.
Don't just play games, deconstruct them.
What do you mean?
Like, really analyze them.
Oh, okay.
Think about what makes them work, what you would do differently.
Ah, I see. So it's like taking apart your favorite game to see how it all fits together.
Exactly. You start to understand the design choices, the mechanics, how they're telling the story.
Right, right.
And then you can start experimenting yourself.
So learn a programming language, mess around with a game engine.
Exactly.
Just start building.
Even if it's something small, you know.
Right. Just get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that saying, tell me and I forget, show me and I remember, involve me and I understand.
Uh-huh. Right.
And I'm guessing RoleCatcher talks about finding a community too, right?
Oh, for sure. They have a whole section on networking, finding mentors.
Makes sense. Those are important.
Really important.
It's like having a guild of adventurers helping you out.
Exactly. You can get guidance, support, find people who inspire you.
Totally. So we've covered a lot today.
Yeah, we have.
From understanding those automated recruiters to practicing for interviews to all the resources on specific careers.
Mm-hmm.
RoleCatcher seems like a really powerful tool for anyone on the job hunt.
It really is. It's like they gamified the job search.
Oh, I like that.
Really.
Made it more engaging, more strategic,
Less scary?
and honestly, more fun.
For sure.
This has been an incredible look into the world of RoleCatcher and game development.
Yeah, it has.
We've talked about some awesome strategies for not just getting the job you want, but also for looking at your career in a whole new way.
Exactly. With that same creativity, curiosity.
Yeah, that drive. You need to succeed at anything, really.
It's all connected.
Absolutely. Well, until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly,
Keep leveling up those skills.
couldn't have said it better myself.